Krishna. Harinam Sankirtan Yagya ki. Srila Prabhupada ki. Gaura Premanande. Hare Krishna Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. So it's my pleasure to be with all of you, and I'm thankful to Rameshwari Mataji. She gave me opportunity to talk to you and share some experience. Everybody can hear? Little bit awkward to be on this internet, a little bit impersonal. At the same time, it's very much impersonal. You can reach so many people, but at the same time, I cannot see all of you. I cannot see your eyes, and I cannot feel your physical presence, because spiritual process means Shakti Parinamavada. We are transforming our energy, and we're sharing our experience. Bodhayantas parasparam tushyanticha ramanticha. Machitta madgata prana bodhayantas parasparam. Kathayantas chamam nityam tushyanticha ramanticha. Devotees are meeting together just to share their experience, to speak about Krishna, and to be happy like this. Like we reading Bhagavatam, yam swanubhavam akilam shruti saramekam. So we sharing our experience, anubhava. And I'm happy to share a few points of our experience in such a very important topic as a courage and enthusiasm. Actually, this is very vital foundation of our Krishna consciousness. All right, everybody with us, we can go ahead, right? I got green light straight away, or any announcements? Okay. So perhaps I'll share with you one thing. Actually, I wanted to make it in very informal way, because I don't want to make it too much or too much academical, or because our main thing is just to share our feelings and to encourage each other. Courage and encourage. We are here actually to encourage each other. You see, because what is the use of our mechanical practice, you know, snick, snick, hiri, hiri, brum, brum, and just to be sitting in comfortable zone doing nothing. As I was, remember before I was studying in military academy many years ago, and in our army academy, in library we had one statement. It's called, you know, who wants, he will find the opportunity, who doesn't want, he will find the reason. So we definitely have to find an opportunity to extend ourselves. And as we always say, you can never expect people to lend their hand unless you will be able to touch their heart. So like that. Therefore, we are here to encourage each other, to touch heart of each other, and to help each other to do more service to Srila Prabhupada. We are in Nepal now, actually, and this is nearby place where Janakpur, you know, Jai Shri Ram, he got married with Sita Devi. We can see wonderful murti of Shri Ram behind me. Yeah? So this is the, and he has the arrow. You see, he has his arrow. He has the arrow in the hand here. So on this arrow, it's called, according to Shastra, it's called Bhagavad Bana. In Bhagavatam explained that real bhakti process is like arrow. It can bring us back to Godhead like arrow, but we have to have a power, Achyuta Bala. We have to have the power to pull that, you know, string, to send this arrow to the proper aim. A, B, C, D, right? So aim, behavior, character, and discipline. So we have to be able, we have to have, saas hona chahiye na, we have takat hona chahiye na, we have to have the courage to pull, you know, and pull, not just with two fingers. Oh, kya kare Ramji, what to do? We have lockdown, nothing to do. No, we have to have courage to pull that string and to make sure that arrow will reach our destination. Like that. So today we're going to have the discussion about the courage. And few things I would like to ask you actually. I prepared yesterday, I was prepared few slides together so we can be a little bit systematical. My plan was like this. So we'll read from Srila Prabhupada's teaching. I have a very nice book, it's called Shikshamrita. Those who don't have this book, please kindly, you have to purchase it and you have to have it. This is a golden collection, you have to have it in every house. Instructions from the letters of Srila Prabhupada. We will read few statements about risk and courage and enthusiasm given by Srila Prabhupada. What was his mood and mission of Srila Prabhupada, what he really wanted us to be. Then I'll share with you what is the actually courage means. Then I'll share my experience in my life. As they say, Baap ka beta sipai ka ghoda kuch nahi to tora tora. We have a little bit experience in our life for our 30 plus years of practicing a little bit Krishna consciousness. Krishna gave us opportunity and he was tested us. Krishna was testing us for our courage and determination. Those experiences maybe we can share with you. We can share with you why this courage and enthusiasm dwindles, why it disappears sometimes. In the beginning, we are super pooper utsahamai, and then narahega bas na bachega basuri. We can see people like in train station, Airam Gairam. So many people coming in the beginning, jumping to the full speed, but then they disappear and we hardly can see them. That's very important. What is the reason why people losing enthusiasm and courage? Why they cannot do something? Like Prabhupada said, very famous book, what's called Shooting for Rhinoceros with Swamiji, right? Shyam Sundar Prabhu. I'm sure somebody heard about this book. this topic actually is like bottomless ocean. We can speak about so many wonderful examples of Prabhupada disciples and all devotees, those who took immense courage and risk for this mission. So like that, we can discuss that. And then we can also speak few things about the remedies. When we lost the enthusiasm and courage, how we can regain it back. All right. And at the end, I wanted to share with you some wonderful statements and inspirations, which I actually got from, and some video clips about the courage. All right. So I have one video clip actually. We have don't much time, but we'll start. And then at the end, if we have time, I can show you one small video clip from my experience, from my realization. We have two options, whereas I can show you in the beginning. I was actually in America, in New York, and one filmmaker, we were talking, we became friends with him, and he became inspired. He said, wow, you're really courageous guy, you know, you were before in army, you were in Russia, and you left everything and you just simply jumped into this movement. And how come? Ghar ke jogi jogra, bahar ke jogi siddh. You end up in India, you can end up traveling all over the world. What is the secret? So, and I told him about my life. As you can see, Shrimad Bhagavatam Mahapuran, when Narada Muni, he came to Badrika Ashram, and Vyasadeva, he was very discouraged. He was sitting and very, depressed, low self-esteem. He completed all the Vedas, all the Shastra, but he was not happy. He was not very much inspired. And Narada Muni told me, hey, my Prabhu, what happened? You didn't glorify Krishna, etc. He gave him instructions. And Srila Vyasadeva, he asked a question from Guru Maharaj. My dear teacher, can you tell me how did you join Krishna consciousness? What inspired you to become so determined transcendental spaceman? Now you are such a great devotee, people going and calling you for the lectures everywhere, Prahlad Maharaj, Dhruva Maharaj, Yudhishthir Maharaj, you're giving lectures everywhere in Zoom, universal Zoom. But what actually made you to become devotee? And Narada Muni started to speak. How did he get encouragement? Vaishnavera Dhulia, Vaishnavera Charanera Jal, Charanera Julia, Dhulia Charanera Jal, Vaishnavera Uchista is Teen Mahabal. So there are secrets how to get that courage and enthusiasm. And Narada Muni told him about speaking how Bhakti Vedantas came and he served them for 4 months. And once they gave him some remnants of Mahaprasadam, you remember, right? So he told him about his own life. So if your time permit, we can share with you one small documentary. That filmmaker, he said, I would like to make film about you. I said, I don't need this film, really, honestly, personally for myself. But he said, well, this film required not for you. That's required film for VIHE lecture. I'm joking. So this is lecture required for other people in future. I said, I don't know what to do. But if you feel like, so he contacted my friends and my relatives, he collected all the materials and make the film, right? And he sent me one copy some time ago. I never showed this to many people, believe me honestly. But I was thinking today morning, why we have to keep this movie somewhere and go down in the box? Sometimes, to keep the fire inside the pot, what's the point? It has to serve sometimes. And if this can somehow inspire some devotees, in human life, we have a gift and opulence and treasure. The true devotees of the Lord who want to give him pleasure. Keep Guru's order in the heart. Example is behold, to whom you meet, give Krishna's feet 2 lotuses to hold. So when we're giving this, whatever we have, just to inspire devotees, with the motivation not to glorify ourselves, but to be very insignificant. VIP, very insignificant person. That's our motivation. So, and I was thinking to share with you that a small video clip. It's like maybe 7 minutes, but let us do it at the end, okay? So, because I don't think that we can feed this huge iceberg-like topic in 1 hour. We have a class also on 30th, I believe. Okay, so let us start. Shall I By the way, shall we start with that video clip? What do you think? What do you suggest? Any suggestion? Somebody can, I'm not, you cannot unmute yourself. You can put
as
it
you,
huh?
as you wish.
Well, I wish, well.
Start with video clip.
Okay, so let's start with video clip. I will share the screen because really, I am afraid that I will not be able even to start. But it's a very nice topic. I like very much. Okay, so everybody ready? Everybody can see? Did you hear anything about Vedas? Vedas, this is very ancient spiritual science. I was born in former Soviet Union, Orthodox time, communism time, where people were considered as a comrades, and lifestyle for everyone, lifestyle was pretty much the same. My father was running as an engineer. My mother was running as an accountant and treasurer. And my mother always used to call me, you should be strong like a soldier, Soviet soldier. And somehow in my mind was idea that I'll go and embark for military education because that was highlighted as a good character people. In fact, I decided to join in one of the most prestigious of those days, Academy of Journalism and Culture. In America, they have kapelans, military priests. Well, from communism point of view, it was Russian. We used to say politrabotnik. Politrabotnik means political worker. He inspiring and encouraging and motivating people. Looking back and connecting the dots backwards, I can see now God made me spiritual politrabotnik, spiritual motivational speaker.
His Grace Patri Prabhu, who is our upcoming speaker, is a journalist, professor of psychology, multilingual mentor, international motivational speaker, and a social worker. Let's welcome him on the stage.
We have to take care of cows, children, women, saintly people, and old people. We open one hospital. We're opening schools with the children. We are trying to go to village to spread this goodwill. That is our business with all of us, to maintain this world together. Many small hands do big work. It was definitely not very clear for them what this path is about. The religion is the opium for the people. That's what we were taught. People were unaware about the presence of spiritual law.
And here it is like thunderbolt from the clear sky. And my mother was very much affected. My father also was affected. What is this? It's strange. They are Christians. How dare you can take something which is coming from India? My parents requested me not to come home because they didn't understand my approach and therefore to shake their reputation in society. Myself also, I couldn't just relate to certain habits and behaviors of that society, which made me actually to make very strong stand. I was surprised. How can you make it? You are the Western city boy, and you ended up as a monk. If we are talking in terms of only one life, that's perhaps maybe too drastic. But if you can look from the bird eye view, then we can see that much bigger picture than simply one lifetime.
First you come to hospital, what you supposed to do? Doctor. You have only doctor. Right? Doctor will come, okay? Okay. You should understand we have disease. And our disease is amnesia. And to remind ourselves who we are, we have to purify our mind. And it can be done by chanting holy name. Hare, Krishna and Rama. Krishna means all attractive. Rama means Ananda, all happiness. And Hare means spiritual potency. Hare Krishna! Hare Krishna! Hare Krishna! Hare Krishna! Krishna Krishna! Krishna Krishna! Hare Hare! Hare Hare! Hare Rama! Hare Rama! Hare Rama! Hare Rama! Rama Rama! Rama Rama! Hare Hare! Hare Hare!
When a foreigner comes to different country, people start to hear him more seriously. There is no profit in your own family. That principle is a trigger for Indian people and for Western people. Because at least people will ask you a question, what makes him so many years enthusiastic about what he is doing? Must be he has something which others still not have.
Hare Krishna. So we can, since we don't have much time, we can go directly to the presentation now. Secrets of courage and enthusiasm in our spiritual life. Everybody can hear still? Hare Krishna?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu.
You can see the screen as well, right?
Yeah, yes, Prabhuji.
So I would like to read for you some statements of Srila Prabhupada about the courage, compassion, and enthusiasm. Prabhupada says, actually, in the beginning, after Krishna, after all, Krishna is the master of the situations. In the beginning, you may feel some difficulty, but rest assured that Krishna is always with you and he will help you in all respects. This is the letter to Dayananda, Nandalal, and Uddhava, 20th September 1967. Srila Prabhupada said, I started the center at 26th Avenue alone. I took the risk of $200 per month for the rent. At that time, there were no assistants. Mukunda was at that time a friend, but there was no responsibility for him for maintaining the center. So Prabhupada also says, this is the letter to Subala, 12th November 1967. Another place Prabhupada said, so to take risk for Krishna is very good. The history of my starting the society in 1966. It was all risky and I was alone, but I took it depending on Krishna. So I think if you take the risk of $150 for Krishna's sake, Krishna will supply you the required money undoubtedly. This is the letter, etc. It's long like a letter. We should not accept anything very risky, too much risky. And previously, what I read, it's to Gargamuni letter, 12 February 1968. At the same time, Prabhupada said, we should not accept anything very risky because that will hamper us in our program of Krishna consciousness. Our motto is simple living and high thinking. So, and another one nice place I like, Prabhupada said, the more we face difficulties, the more we draw the attention of Krishna. So in that way, we shall be prepared to meet all kinds of difficulties in our preaching work. So, and this is the letter to Upendra, 22nd April 1970. Okay, so this is the wonderful mood of Srila Prabhupada, who was able to take the risk to please Krishna, you know, and to distribute his bhakti, his feeling to all world. Bhakti, we wrote one small poem to Srila Prabhupada in that regard. Bhakti resided in your heart like the nectar in the golden pot. You were very kind and smart to spread the love of God. Through angry ocean had to cross, to had heart attack. So personally, Supreme Lord, your pot had to protect. So even single drop of nectar may never outspill. The ocean calm became and still by Lord Shri Krishna's will. By distributing nectar wide, you relieved the earth from the pain. You saved so many fallen souls who were living lives in vain. You helped us, Lord Govinda, meet. To you is our tribute. Let planet Earth embrace your feet and offer you salute. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So I would like to share with you the meaning of courage according dictionary. According dictionary, courage means the quality of mind or spirit that enables a person to face difficulty, danger, pain, etc. without fear. So this is the quality of mind. This is a quality. You cannot just imitate gold. Gold is gold. And it is also explained that courage is neither an intellectual quality nor can be taught in the classroom. It can only be gained through multiple experiences involving personal risk-taking. Courage comes from the heart, right? There is one Buddhist monk teach Nhatnam. He said, the longest journey you will ever take is the 18-inch from your head to your heart. You see, when you're keeping your head and heart in the same direction, so no need to worry about the legs. Very important. So in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela, chapter 1, text number 204, this wonderful prayer which offered by Rupa and Sanatan Goswami, the Birkhas and Sakkar Malik. Apane ayogya dekhi manipana kshobha tathapi tomara gune upajaya lobha. They said, we are very depressed at being unfit candidates for your mercy. Yet, since we have heard of your transcendental qualities, we are very much attracted to you, Lobha. So, see, from one side, and don't forget, okay, there were prime minister and finance minister, okay, they were ministry level people. They were on the level of Modi, Mr. Modi, you know, can you imagine? And they're feeling themselves so insignificant. We are depressed of being unfit candidates. Ayogya dekhi, yogyata vichare kichu nahi pai, tomara karuna sara. Like that. Devotee, he never thinks that I'm qualified, however great he may be. And we always give this example that if you really want to become the atom bomb in the hands of Krishna, we always have to remain as an atom. We have to become atom, very, very small. Dhuli sadrisha vichintaya, particle of dust. But if we are as small as atom, then Krishna may make us atom bomb. Trinadapi sunichina, tarurapi sahishnuna, amanina manadina, kirtanya sada harihi. So this is the Siddha Pranali mantra, as Srila Bhakti Saraswati Prabhu, he said. Tolerant as a tree, you see, more humble than the grass of grass, to give respect and never expect respect for yourself. So that enthusiasm, laulyam ekalam mulyam, courage can be taken only for somebody you really love. Otherwise, why we are taking courage? See, in this material world, people so courageous to start new businesses, to open the companies, whatnot, to take risk, to love each other. All movies are about this, how people taking risk. So I would like just to little bit brainstorm. Hare Krishna. Anyone can share some examples of courage and enthusiasm from Shastra. See, just few days before we had the meeting with our leaders here in Nepal. And I was just speaking about similar topic, how to be courageous, because we have so many 77 districts in Nepal. It was the only Hindu country in the world nowadays, na gharka na ghatka, so everything falling apart. Why? Because people becomes, Hindu means no bindu. They're doing whatever they like, unfortunately. So where is that courage to establish dharma, which Arjuna had, where all the great Gorkhas, Gorkhas, warriors, they were very courageous with a kukri, their knife. They were able to fight with English guns and weapons. There's one very great warrior in Nepal. His name is Balabhadra Kumar. He was so courageous, Similarly, Prithvi Narayan Shaha, so many kings were here. Same thing in India. You can see in India, all this Maharana Pratap, Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, Jhansi ki Rani, so many, Jai Singh King, Rajput. Are yaar, ghar ka murgi dal barabar. Where are those kshatriyas nowadays, those who can stand for the truth? Satyam param jayate. Very important. So anyone who would like to share, at least mentioned, because we don't have really much time, and we didn't even started lecture yet. It's just this warming up. But to make a little bit two-way traffic, anyone would like to share a few examples from Shastra where courage is prominent? Any hero? Yes.
Yes, Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji.
We may take example of Dhruv Maharaj.
Very nice. Correct. And Dhruv Maharaj also was such a preacher, isn't it? He prays. Bhaktir muhuk pravahatam tvaime prasango bhuya tanantam hatam amalasayanam yenan jasal balamuru byasanam bhavabdhim nisye bhavat gunakatham ritapanavat mathaha. He says that actually this ocean, material existence, full of sharks, blazing fire dangers, but I don't care, because I am intoxicated with gunakathamrita pana. Pana means intoxicated. Gunakathamrita. I am intoxicated by your katha. So therefore, preachers, they're always intoxicated. They're courageous. They don't care. They don't worry to go to hell. Swarga, Narakesh, Apitulyartha Darshina. Very nice. The reason he was so much fearless going to jungle, Chota Bacha. Why? Because he was guided by goal. And later on, he completely was frustrated with his material desires. I was looking for broken glass. Now I found the jewel, Krishna Kathamrita. Thank you, Prabhu. Very nice. Any other examples?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Dandavat Pranam. This is Nilamani Das from New Jersey. How are you, Prabhu?
Nice to see you. Hare Krishna. You also.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Example I was thinking was of Abhimanyu.
Very good. Super. What in Nepali they have this, actually, you know what? Abhimanyu was Nepali. Wow. Let me share with you. Abhimanyu was Nepali, by the way. I'm just staying right now. I'm traveling in Nepal at the moment, and I'm just in one place. And in this place, there is so many wonderful places where Pandavas were. There is a Virat Nagar, just 1 hour from me, Virat Nagar. And Virat Nagar, this is Virat Raja, Matsya Naresh, Virat, king of Virata. And Pandavas, they spent 1 year Agyatavas here only, where I am at the moment in this place. They spent 1 year Agyatavas. And Arjuna was Napumsak, you know, this Brihangala. And the Yudhishthira Maharaj was Kanaka. And then Bhima was Cook, etc., etc. We know that. But when Arjuna, he was Brihangala, he was dancing teacher. He was teaching Uttara. And king of Virata, he had son and daughter, Uttar Kumar and Uttara. So Uttara was his daughter. And later on, when he became to know that the teacher is Arjuna, oh, can you marry with my daughter? And Arjuna and Krishna said, no, man, I'm her teacher. I cannot marry with a student. Better let my son get married. So I have son Abhimanyu. Sorry, not Abhimanyu. Abhimanyu got married with Nepali girl, Uttara. And their son became Parikshit Maharaj. So Parikshit Maharaj is Nepali. He's from here only. You see, and Abhimanyu, he was such a fearless father. Baap ka beta sipai ka ghoda kuch nahi to tora. Jaisa baba vaisa beta. So Parikshit Maharaj was the quality of Abhimanyu, fearlessness. He was so fearless, he jumped and fought with all the 7 generals, Maharathis, Bhishma, Drona, Shakuni, Duryodhana, Dushas, everybody fought against him, but he was alone. Like Srila Prabhupada, he was in America alone. Very good. So, nice example. Thank you, Nilamanji, Hare Krishna. Any other example? Just few more.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji, Lalita.
Katwanga Maharaj.
Katwanga Maharaj. That's very nice also. He fought for the devotees. But at the end, when they asked him, what do you want? He was so courageous. Alone, he defeated all the forces. And then they asked him, what do you want? Blessings. And he said, how much I have to leave? They said, 1 second. Hare Krishna. Tell me how much I have to leave. No? So he was so courageous. But then when time came to get the blessings, he said, no, I don't do anything. Just simply Hare Krishna. Very nice.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
From the bad side, from the negative side, Ravan, Jarasandha, they were also
they were very enthusiastic, courageous, but actions the same, aim different. Kamsa was also courageous. And as they say, you know, crazy people go to the fire where angels will never dare to. You see? They were courageous for their own sense enjoyment. Nunam pramatta kurute vikarma yat indriya prithaya aprinoti na sadhu manye yato atmanoyam klishan api kleshada ashadeha. So devotees never take these crazy difficulties for sense enjoyment. No, they will never, for themselves, they will not make any endeavor. For Krishna, they can go to hell. That's the difference. Demons, they're so enthusiastic. You see, big companies, they not sleeping at all. They're doing much more tapasyas than devotees even. Some big companies, you know, big Mac computer, you know, this Silicon Valley, I was traveling, people hardly sleeping because there's so much after money. Dhan sampatti ghar mein aave, jai jagadish hare, shanti sukh shanti tanga. So people want for themselves, they'll do any kind of tapasya. But Krishna, he is not pleased with heavy tapasya, you know. In 4th canto Bhagavatam, chapter number 30, text number 8, when Prachetas, they were doing heavy tapasya, 10,000 years under the water. But Krishna gave them darshan and he said, I am not very much impressed by your tapasya, by the way. I am more impressed with your mutual friendly relationships. So devotees very, very courageous to help each other. You see? Sometimes to jump even to hell, to support each other, to help each other. Because they can really, and that's real hold. That's another topic. How devotees can invest in their relationships. Pritipurvakam. Dadati pratigrihnati, gukhyamachati prichati, bhunte bhujayati chaiva, priti lakshanam. For the love of devotees and Krishna, devotees are very courageous to do anything. But for themselves, They don't they don't want anything for themselves. Rakshasas like this Kamsa, Ravana, or the Shishupal, Dantavakra, they're very courageous, but they're courageous for their own sense enjoyment and prestige and false ego. Makes sense, no? Thank you very much. Many examples, believe me, it will be like 1 week seminar if you can start. Prahlad Maharaj, all this Prithu Maharaj, see how he was courageous. Oh, he was chasing Mother Earth even. That much courageous he was. All right, so let's go ahead a little bit without Srila Prabhupada is a wonderful, wonderful example of courage. Anyway, anyone knows why and how Prabhupada was so courageous? I mean, what's the reason behind? What's the difference between Kamsa or Shishupal and Srila Prabhupada? Or what is the difference between Bill Gates, for example, and Srila Prabhupada? They're also very courageous guys in material world. But what Prabhupada's making Prabhupada outstanding of these material people? Anyone would like to?
Yes, if you allow.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes,
So maybe strong faith in Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj Guru's words.
Super. Thank you very much. Faith. Shraddhanusari Bhakti Adhikari. They have to faith. Sometimes we are listening class because we have to, because it's Bhakti Shastri test. Come on, guys. Oh, we have to be too much super pooper, too much or too much academical. We have to know 10,000 shlokas. No. Actually, Bhakti doesn't depend completely on the place, circumstances, or even whether we are pious or impious. Doesn't care. Bhakti independent and Shraddhanusari Bhakti Adhikari. There is one saying in Hindi, Karam kamandal kah kahe tulsi kah gaisai, sarita jal nadi kup adhikam bund ki samai. Karam kamandal. According to your container, you can get. Even you can have sarita jal nadi, ocean, river or well. You will get only as much as your container will allow you. Karam kamandal. Adhikam bund ki samai. 1 drop more you will not get. Even Krishna himself will come to you, but you will not be able to get his mercy because prasadalesha nugrihita evahi janati tattvam, only by his mercy. You see? But unfortunately, many people, they are looking their ways to see Krishna. Their container is very small, hard, very, very small hearts, Prabhupada had huge heart and full faith, completely full faith. But because people, there are 3 main obstacles in spiritual understanding. 3 obstacles. I know that. Bas, katam. I know that. Finish. Therefore, people, they can never get inspiration and battery charge. They are not courageous because they don't have faith in Krishna, because they know everything already, you see. But when we are humble, when we are very humble, then high electricity can go through us. I'm giving an example of gold. Why gold and platinum are very, very costly? Why not like copper, Tama? Copper is very cheap. But gold and platinum, very costly metals they're using in space technology. Because gold has very, very less electron resistance. When electricity goes, there is no resistance, metal resistance, electrons not fighting back. While copper, Tama, you put 12 volts, 20 volts, chum, garam ho jata hai na, it becomes immediately getting hot. Because electrons immediately resistance, fighting very back. Therefore, copper very nice for cooking. On small fire, you can cook big quantity. But gold, even 1,000 volts you put through the gold, cool. It's not very much, it's not resisting, it's not getting heated too much. Therefore, Prabhupada said that golden heart people like that, they can be in very difficult situations and remain calm. You see? Thanda. Greatness of the man can be understood by his ability to tolerate provocating situation. So Srila Prabhupada had such a huge heart and he had faith. Yatha deveta tha gurav tasyait kathina prakashanti mahatmanha. Once Srila Prabhupada told to his disciples, what is the most important shloka in all the Vedas? So everybody throwing shlokas, Atak Shri Krishna Madina Grahyamandriya, or maybe Sarvadharman Parityaja, etc. Anukulesya Krishna Shalana Bhakti Uttama. All Prabhupada said, that's very good, very nice shlokas, but not most important. Which one is the most important? So everybody scratching their heads. And Prabhupada said, Yasya devetatha gurau tasya iti kathina kartak prakasante mahatmanaha. Those who have unflinching faith in Guru and Krishna, everything will be revealed to these people. Really. Fourth canto Bhagavatam, when Puranjana becomes Vaidarbhi in next life, and she gets married with Malayadvaja king, and Malayadvaja king dies, and she is crying over the body of the king. Once more, Brahmana boy comes and asks her, why are you crying? I am your best friend. That was Paramatma. And Prabhupada writes in the commentary that those faithful disciples, and he comparing disciple and guru as a husband and wife. When wife is chaste, then baby will be born. And husband is powerful, potent. Similarly, when guru is bona fide and disciple is very chaste to his guru and his mission, even guru disappears, leave this world or something like that, but disciple very, very faithfully served his guru. Even after guru's departure, Paramatma directly will be guiding disciples from the heart, such disciple, because he had such a faith. Prabhupada writes that. So we should not exclude Paramatma. Krishna is always with us, but we have to always have a faith. Thank you very much. Good point. Anything else? Why Prabhupada was so fearless and courageous? Because of faith in the spiritual master's order?
Because Srila Prabhupada's courage was motivated by his love for God, by a spiritual cause.
Very good. Because he loved Krishna actually. For Krishna, he can go to hell. Narayanah parak sarvena kutaschana bibhyati swarga pavarga narakesh apitulyarthadarshinaha. You can go to hell for Krishna. Very nice. It's a really nice topic. I am scared because I'm always over time. It's already over time, no? Are you with us? So shall we continue for a few more minutes? We have time, no? How much time we have? Do we have 10, 15 minutes more? Let me just read for you. Haribol, how much time we have? Can you tell me so I can just adjust my presentation? Or we can keep on the 30s. Next, we can continue next time on 30s, right?
According to VIHE, that is 1 minute left, but it's up to VIHE.
That's what I'm saying. For us, sky is the limit. For us, you know, who wants? I'm always telling to our devotees, to our leaders team, you know, we have team together, everyone achieves more, right? And when we hold each other together, you know, we're holding together. When Srila Prabhupada sent our guru to Nepal, he told him, you have to create strong hold of Krishna consciousness. And when I got the order from my Guru Maharaj to continue, I was thinking, what is this hold? And then I realized hold means home of love and devotion. We have to hold together. And when we hold together, when we decide together to do something for Krishna, who can stop us? If we decide together, then who can stop us? Like that. But for that, we have to be on the same page. And then sky is the limit. So anyway, so let us spend 5 more minutes and maybe somebody has a question and we can continue next session, okay? Next time. Let me read for you a few statements of Steve Jobs. Don't let the noise of others' opinion drown you from your own inner voice. And most important, have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. If you are sincere, one time Srila Prabhupada was asked by disciples, Srila Prabhupada, what makes us to be very much enthusiastic in Krishna consciousness and happy? He said, you have to become serious. So devotee asked him, and what does it mean to be serious? Srila Prabhupada looked very carefully and thought and said, and he said, to be serious means to be serious. Nobody can teach you to be serious. You have to be serious. You see? So therefore, if you are sincere and serious, then Krishna will help. We know that wonderful story of the frog, which fall down. You know, this frog fall down to the bucket. 2 frogs with the milk, and they were trying to get out, and they became so tired. And one frog said, forget it, let me drink the milk and drown. Hopeless case. And he drowned. But another frog was continue. And many people from the top frogs, they were telling, impossible, nobody did it. You cannot do it, forget it. But still this frog was doing, and ultimately he churned the milk became dahi, and then it became butter and became condensed butter. It became very solid. He stepped on that butter and jumped out. So everybody said, oh, how did you do that? We were discouraging you. And he said, you know what? I was deaf from my childhood. I could not hear what you are saying. I thought you are encouraging me. So therefore, I took it positively. So therefore, we should not hear this all nonsense public opinion. Because if you want to please everyone, as the same Steve Jobs said, if you want to please everyone, go and sell ice cream. Then you will please everyone. Otherwise, you cannot please everyone. Prabhupada said, you cannot expect utopia. No. Like that. Never give up. You gain strength, courage, and confidence by every experience in which you really stop to look fear in the face. You are able to say to yourself, I lived through this horror. I can take the next thing that comes along. Eleanor Roosevelt. So, importance of enthusiasm. Courage and enthusiasm. I think this is synonyms. Without enthusiasm, people become like sabji, boiled sabji. You know, there's very, very nice statements of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Enthusiasm is a constant companion of healthy Krishna consciousness. You see, utsaha nishchaya dharyat. If enthusiasm lost, it means we are losing our faith. You see, many times people placing their faith in one person. Oh, my Gurudev, only Guru Maharaj, somewhere in Africa or in America, or maybe somewhere here and there. That's very, very important. But when something happened to that person, we have seen in history in many, many years, some gurus even leaving ISKCON, some people, they leaving the ashrams, and disciple losing the faith. Oh, enthusiasm finished, katam.com. And he leaves even movement. No, it's very important that we have invest faith in Krishna and in the process of Krishna consciousness. So much so that even something happened to our heroes in Krishna consciousness, still we'll get encouraged, because we can see Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita, oh, if you could do like this, you'll be lost, you'll do this problem. And then we can get even more faith in Krishna's instructions in the process, if we can place our faith in Krishna. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, without utsaha, one becomes negligent in his worship. Negligence is born out of inactivity, apathy, and indifference. Laziness and inertia are called inactivity. When utsaha is generated, laziness and inertia cannot remain. The absence of desire to work is inertia. This inertia is opposite to the nature of the spirit. If one allows this inertia to remain in his body or heart, then how can he perform devotional service? The state of apathy develops from carelessness. One should practice devotional service without deviation. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Okay, and there are reasons to lose enthusiasm. And well, of course, we can discuss in details why people losing enthusiasm in Krishna consciousness in due course of time. It's overconfidence. I'm okay, I'm fine, I'm okay, I'm pure devotee. I did my Bhakti Shastri Bhakti Vaibhava. I already know 107 shlokas, and I already did my, GBC college and whatever not. I'm chanting 16 rounds, 4 principles. What else? I'm okay, I'm fine. Familiarity, fault finding and duplicity in relationships is a very deep topic. Because when we're familiar, that familiarity brings contempt. We stop to respect people. Those devotees who are inspiring us, we are taking for granted. We stop to see the inspiration behind. We're not coming for their classes anymore. Okay, anyway, I know that. Remember, I know that. Okay, I forget it. And we forget that Krishna can speak to us between the lines. Criticism of the Vaishnava starts. Investing faith in the person and not in Krishna, and not in the process, as I said. And it becomes like example of the cracked pot. Cracked pot looks like pot, but there is hole inside. And we are dumping lectures, desire.com, ISKCONDesire3.com, lectures. We have heard millions of lectures, most of devotees. But sometimes, boom, it's like, in army, we used to have a blank bullet. Big sound, big sound, but there is no bullet. Or sometimes you're driving car in neutral gear. Brum, brum, brum. Big sound, but not moving anywhere. Like rocking chair. It's moving, but takes you nowhere. So therefore, Prabhupada said, we don't need simply big shots. We need work to be done. And if you'll start to speak about the heroes and generals of Krishna consciousness, Tamal Krishna Maharaj, Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj, Jayapataka Maharaj, forget it. We'll sit here for forever. So many wonderful, see, courageous Grihastas, Shyam Sundar Prabhu, Malati Mataji, and this is Mukunda Maharaj, Guru Das. I spoke with Guru Das Prabhu and with Shyam Sundar Prabhu in Los Angeles. Unbelievable stories they told me, how they took risk. Why? Because they had a faith Krishna will protect us. Rakshaiti Vishwaso. And they were enthusiastic, always filled with Krishna consciousness. Because preaching means we are distributing overflow. Like overflow. Somebody, one sadhu told me, His Holiness Mahanidhi Maharaj once, he told me, Prachar bhojan ka dakkar, apunachare jiveri sikhao. First you eat up to the neck and then bird comes. That's preaching. Prachar bhojan ka dakkar. First you become happy. Eat the mangoes which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave. And then once your stomach full, you are happy. So sukham kartum avyayam. Then distribute to others with enthusiasm and courage. All right, so we'll stop here. And from next session, we can continue, discuss the remedy and what we require to become always happy and enthusiastic in spite of our maybe imperfections and difficulties we're facing. All right. Thank you very much. Do we have any few questions? Maybe we can take 1-2 questions. What we discussed today.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you very much for nice lecture. So as you said, courage and enthusiasm, almost they are the synonymous, but are they really synonym, or in spiritual world are they alike, or is there we can have any difference between them?
Between courage and enthusiasm?
Yes.
You cannot become courageous without being enthusiastic. Impossible. You can be, of course, enthusiastic for sense enjoyment or for personal pleasure, but without enthusiasm. Actually, one thing I tell you. Once I asked the question from my Guru Maharaj. I said, what is the difference between Rajas and Tejas? Tejasvi Bhava, Tejas, Ojas, and Rajas. Because they look alike, similarly. So he gave me a very profound answer. He said, Rajas, you are very busy. You are disturbed. Rajas means you disturbed. And anyone who comes in contact with you also become disturbed. Like Prabhupada said, lazy intelligent, busy intelligent, right? Lazy fool, busy fool. So busy fool, like this. It's Rajas. You disturbed and everybody disturbed, like monkey. Monkeys are very courageous sometimes. Jumping, I was in Vrindavan the other day. They jumping, very courageous. They jumping and snatching mobile telephone, costly iPhone. You have to be courageous, to do that from the human being. But they are foolish monkeys. They disturbing only utpatayaiva kalpate. They disturbing society. But Tejas, you are inspired, really. And anyone who comes in contact with you, they also become inspired. Why? I don't know. That's why I was listening other day seminar of Banu Maharaj. He was saying bhakti is independent. If you have it, you have it. If you don't have it, you just cannot make nakli. You cannot imitate that. You have to have it. And that comes by the mercy of Vaishnavas. Like Srila Prabhupada, who took the courage. It takes one to understand one, right? And it's also Jaisa Sang Vaisarang, man known by his association. So if we can associate with Prabhupada's books, when we associate within, that's a topic for next discussion. What is the source of enthusiasm? You see? And I'm sure, at least it's me, it's very boring to see somebody who is too much theoretical. I am not the one who's going to buy it. But first people buying you, then they'll buy what you're talking about, right? Because nowadays even kutta billi bhi jo hai wo Bhagavad Gita padhte hain. Now everybody is speaking in TV, this channel, that tube, Asta channel, Sony channel, everybody, all the sadhus. I was in Allahabad, Adhyaksha, in ISKCON Allahabad, we constructed one temple. My Guru Maharaj sent me to Allahabad to construct the temple because one king from Benares, he gave donation the land to us in the bank of Yamuna in Allahabad. Madhai Prabhu and Suvigraha Prabhu, few Bengali devotees. And then Prabhu Vishnu Maharaj called me, oh, you also go there. So 3 of us, we were there and said, you have to construct the temple. Very challenging. And if you don't have enthusiasm, you will be very discouraged. Because if I'll tell you what we went through, no money, so hot. And for the foreigner, like me, I am city boy. I was born in Russia, not from Sasta Kamal Rastami. My mother is bank manager. My father was engineer. So, and I had enough money. But here I am, end up somewhere with people passing stool on the bank, people drunkard coming, fighting with us. What hell I am doing? But we have to be enthusiastic. Somehow or other, it's very, very nice history. When I'm looking back, super. Like that. And people said, oh, we came not because we know Allahabad and Benares, they are only Pandits. They're snoring in Sanskrit there, So I was in Allahabad Adhyaksha. Now we have wonderful temple there, beautiful deity we installed there. And I used to organize Kumbh Mela, Magh Mela every year. I was organizing camps. And I've seen, believe me, Prabhuji, if not millions, then lakhs and lakhs of sadhus. Some of them, Mahamandaleshwar, Super, Pooper, Mahamandaleshwar, Akhara, Naga, Pagal Baba. 1108 Mahama, Pagal Baba. Most of them, they're doing tapasya, not very much encouraging. But some devotees, they're really devotees. By their devotion, they're encouraging, by their ability to take risk. So therefore, many, many people, they trusted Srila Prabhupada. Once Gargamuni Prabhu told me that actually, when Srila Prabhupada came to America, we could not understand what he's talking about because his pronunciation was Indian, Porti, pipti, porti, porti, pipti. Sometimes American people, they have pronunciation like, different pronunciation, but Indian people, they speaking, especially South Indian people, they sometimes very strange pronunciation. So Gargamuni Prabhu told me, we could not understand what this old man talking about for 3 months. But his behavior, his enthusiasm, encouragement was so much that he was like our father, grandfather. Therefore, we like him as a friend. So first people buying you, then they'll buy your product. So therefore, it's anyway, this is another topic, but I was giving some business seminar also. This 5 level of management, you see. Why people following you? First, very low level, people following you because they have to. Jabardasti, what to do? Otherwise, this guy will not give me recommendation because he'll not send me to Vrindavan, Mayapur. He will not pay for my medicine. Oh, I will not get initiation. Jabardasti, okay, I have to. Very low level. People following you because this is the rule of the game here, like this in ISKCON. Second one, people following you because they love to follow you. They want to follow you. Third level, people following you because they can see what you have done for organization. Fourth level, people following you because they can see what you have done for them. And fifth level, people following you because seeing your example, because of who are you, because of your qualities. Yasyasti bhaktir bhagavat akinchana sarvair gunair tatra samasate suraha. Harav abhaktasya kuto mahad gunan manorathena satid dhavato bahihi. If somebody really practicing sincerely bhakti, he will get all good qualities of demigod. But if somebody is not devotee, However great qualities he may have, he is simply driving the chariot of mind. Sankalpa vikalpa, manorathena. Useless. हाँ. फिर तब क्या जीवन अपि मृत्यु ही सहा. नहीं है धर्म कर्म धर्मया न विरगया कल्पति, नहीं है तीर्थ सेवया जीवन अपि मृत्यु ही सहा. If somebody doesn't have devotion and he is not enthusiastically serving, devotees and Krishna, he is simply murda. Jivanapi, he is alive, but he is actually dead. So therefore, enthusiasm is very, very great singhar, decoration of devotee. Utsaha nischaya dharyat. Therefore, Rupa Goswami says, Utsaha nischaya. Confidence and enthusiasm, they are like brothers, You cannot separate it. Does it make sense? At least for me. Thank you. Hare Krishna. All right, my dear devotees, I'm so happy you're such a nice listeners, because in Zoom you have to listen. In spiritual life, we have to see through the ears, not even through the eyes, through the ears. Satam prasanga mama virya sambido bhavandirit karna rasayana katham tadjasanat apavarga vartmani shraddha ratir bhaktir anukrameshyati. Shraddha, taste, and bhakti, that comes through the ears. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Shall we stop? Most interesting, encouraging part I didn't share with you today because I don't want to drag you down so much time, but very encouraging. Next time I will give you, share my army experience, what actually kept me and still keeping me, in fact, somehow or other, pushing. Push means pray until something happens. Still pushing. And if I'll tell you all the troubles and challenges we went through, well, better not now. But believe me, it's not easy. Definitely, it's not easy at all. Political, social, physical, plus coronavirus on the top now. Still, we have to push. So what is that experience which we got from our training? Therefore, first is a poison, nectar will be at the end. Therefore, we should not hesitate to get out from the box, comfortable. We should not hesitate to get out from comfortable zone, out of the box. Never hesitate. This comfortable box for different people can be different. For Grihastha people, for Matajis, for Prabhujis, for children, for sannyasis. Comfortable box can be a little bit different, but everybody knows their limitation. So we have to start in extra mile. We have to get out a little bit extra from your comfortable zone. So we have to run in front of the engine, always. Not behind, but in front. So we can always feel a little bit stress, spiritual stress, to make progress. How to do that? I'll share with you some lessons and realizations from our previous training and from our life experience, and few Shastric examples we discussed how to solve that pessimism and how to gain enthusiasm. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Ananta Gauri Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Gaura Premanande.
Thank you so much.
Next class we have what time? 30th, right? 30th Tariq. 30th.
13. 13.
So please don't miss that, because this is a solution. How to be always battery charged, huh? Hare Krishna, thank you. I am learning this from Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
You're always, courageous devotee, Prabhuji, dynamic devotee. So that is inspiring always for us.
Hare Krishna.
We take